This is the only chance your husband has.
I've been through a lot.
He's off solving his own murder.
The movie begins with an episode of The Novak Element, hosted by Pat Novak.
2, 1. Welcome to the Novak Element.
He is joined by General Monroe from the Pentagon. On this episode, they are discussing the deployment of robots and mechanized soldiers in the Middle East, a topic of heated debate. Pat's news crew on the ground is being guided by military tactician and drone controller Rick Maddox, who reassures them they will be fine during this routine operation. On the streets, robots and mechs are scanning the residents of the town, who are ordered to step out of their homes. Pat thinks these robots are the greatest thing America has ever created, certain that the good people of Tehran appreciate their peacekeeping efforts. Back in Tehran, in a home overlooking the operation, a group of militants are planning an attack with weapons and bombs. As the operation gets underway, the militants get into position, then launch their first strike.
Schools have clearly embraced these roots.
Chaos erupts as the robots and mechs go on the offensive and proceed to eliminate all the threats.
Stay put. Fine.
One of the militant's sons watches his father die and grabs a knife of all things, but just as he is eliminated, Pat cuts the feed due to security reasons. Pat's biggest issue with the robots and mechs is that they are prohibited from being deployed on American streets, calling Americans robophobic. Pushing for deployment is also Raymond Sellers, CEO of robotics company Omnicorp and creator of the machines, while the Dreyfus Act, created by Senator Hubert Dreyfus, is the only thing standing in his way. Pat reaffirms his support for Raymond Sellers, as he thinks nothing is more important than the safety of American lives. We then meet Detroit PD Detective Alex Murphy returning to the station after a sting operation gone bad where his partner was seriously wounded. Chief Karen Dean demands an explanation from Alex, but he refuses to talk in front of officers Daniels and Lake, who he suspects are working with their target, gang boss Antoine Vallon. The officers step to Alex for his words, but Alex stands his ground, making it clear that things are personal between them. Dean breaks them up and orders the officers out. Alex explains that he and his partner Lewis stumbled on a low-level dealer, Jerry, who was selling very sophisticated guns way above his pay grade.
Why it matters? We don't want no dirty guns, Jerry.
I think you're a goddamn cop.
What the hell are you talking about?
These guns got bodies on them, Jerry.
So right, we work for Antoine Vallon.
After punking Jerry out, they learned that he is connected to Vallon. Turns out the guns Jerry was selling were taken from police evidence with no record of who logged them out. They met with Vallon, but during the deal he received a phone call which tipped him off as to who they really were. Realizing they were made, both cops jumped into action, but soon came under heavy gunfire from a small army of men. After trading bullets for a while, Alex decided to make a push to the rear exit.
You sure about this?
Taking on the men there, but when Lewis was about to join him, he was ambushed and hit.
Lewis?
Dean reprimands him for not informing her before making a move on Vallon and plans to look into the missing guns, warning him not to make any more moves. In Washington, Raymond Sellers is facing a Senate hearing led by Dreyfus, who stands by his point that machines cannot understand the value of human life and thus should not be allowed to take one. Raymond ignores the point, insisting that his machines would make up for the loss of human life, prejudice, and fatigue plaguing law enforcement. Dreyfus wonders what his machines would feel if they accidentally killed, and when Sellers answers nothing, Dreyfus closes his case. Back at Omnicorp headquarters, Head of Marketing Pope reminds the team of their annual $600 billion loss of revenue due to the Dreyfus Act, while head of legal Liz Klein is out of options after bribing most of the senators. Sellers thinks they need a product that Americans will love, so instead of trying to get a machine to seem human, they need a human who can be their machine. On the rehab ward, Chief Scientist Dr. Dennett Norton works with amputees with advanced robotic limbs, helping them get used to their new lives. Sellers calls him into a meeting, wanting to pump new funds into his research with his new idea. Daniels and Lake secretly meet with Valen and give him the address of Lewis's hospital to finish him off before going after Alex. Later, Alex is at Lewis's bedside, promising to get Daniels and Lake in cuffs for what they did. Meanwhile, one of Valen's men plants a bomb under Alex's car. Back in the hospital, it turns out Lewis was awake and heard everything Alex said. At Omnicorp headquarters, Pope is going through a list of potential candidates for Sellers' new project, but Norton isn't satisfied, as he knows the mental strain it would put on the subject and needs someone who can handle all that. Alex returns home to his wife Claire and son David. After sending David off to prepare for bed, Claire can see that Alex is stressed and hands him a beer to take the edge off. After tucking David into bed, Alex returns to the bedroom where he and Claire are in the mood to make love, but suddenly his car alarm starts going off downstairs. The remote won't work from upstairs, so Alex heads down to the car, only for it to explode in a ball of flame. Alex becomes the prime candidate for Sellers' project due to his extensive injuries, which Norton goes over with a distraught Claire. Their project would give Alex a chance at a normal life again if she accepts, and when Claire asks for time to think things over, Klein reminds her that Alex doesn't have that luxury, so reluctantly, Claire accepts. 3 months later, a normal-looking Alex is hosting a party with Lewis and Dean present, but this just turns out to be a dream sequence, as Alex is actually inside a laboratory wearing what looks like a suit. Norton slowly wakes him from the dream, and Alex is filled with questions, wondering why he is unable to move. Norton introduces himself and explains to Alex that they treated him after the explosion. Norton gives Alex access to move his limbs.
It's you.
And at first Alex thinks he is wearing a suit until he learns that this is his new body. Alex begins to walk around but still cannot believe this is real, as he can feel his body. They try to explain phantom limb syndrome, but hearing this Alex begins to freak out, grabbing Norton by the neck.
What have you done to me?
Alex leaves the room, trying to figure out where he is. He hears Norton's voice inside his head urging him to stop, but Alex escapes the compound.
Where am I?
Please stop.
Alex, you have to stop.
He starts running across a field until Norton decides to shut him down. Back at the lab, Alex finally calms down and agrees to see what's left of his body.
Holy Christ.
Only to realize the only organic parts left are his head, lungs, and hand. Norton reassures him that he is still in control, and hearing this, Alex asks to die. He hates what he has become, but Norton reminds him that Claire herself signed his consent forms, and it would be unfair for him to destroy all hope she has of seeing her husband again. Alex accepts this, but demands that they close him up, as he never wants to see himself like this again. Later, Alex goes on a video call with Claire, ensuring only his face shows. They finally see each other after many months, and Alex apologizes for everything. She wants to go get David, but Alex doesn't want him to see him like this. She wonders when he is coming home, but Alex has no idea. He is almost brought to tears, but ends the call before Claire can see him break down. Later, Norton has Alex's blood filtered and gives him his daily intake of nutrients. The following day, Maddox walks Alex through his armor and weapons systems. He doesn't think much of Alex, as he believes inserting organics inside a machine is a step backward, calling Alex Tin Man. But Alex calmly extends a hand with a smile. Up next is a virtual combat simulation with Alex facing off against an actual robot in a timed test.
Products are free.
Alex is fast, but falls behind by a few seconds as he hesitates before taking out a target, and Maddox calls him a total failure. Later, Alex finds out that his department no longer views Valen as a suspect in his attempted murder due to a lack of evidence, with only Lewis still trying to get justice for him. Norton goes over the simulation results with Sellers, revealing that Alex's human element is causing a delay in his actions and reactions. Sellers isn't pleased, as he wants something exceptional for his release date and urges Norton to use any means necessary to get Alex on par with his machines. Norton flies back to China, where he performs brain surgery on Alex, removing parts of his brain that regulate his emotions and consciousness. Pope and Sellers go over some designs for Alex's release, where Sellers wants him in all black. Sellers, Pope, and Klein fly to China, where they meet the newly designed Alex for a live combat simulation, where he is facing off against Maddox and his machines in a warehouse. Norton warns Alex that the robots will try to maneuver him so Maddox can take a shot at him, and while the robots won't do much damage, Maddox's gun will. Alex drops his visor, then jumps into action. Moving more like a machine than a man, and while Sellers is impressed, Maddox is worried. Norton explains that once Alex's visor comes down, his consciousness takes a back seat and the software takes over, leaving Alex unable to tell the difference. Meanwhile, Alex is dropping Maddox's robots like flies.
And the software takes over. It's the illusion of free will.
He starts advancing, managing to outmaneuver the last robot and shoot Maddox's gun from his hand before hitting him with a taser. Having passed the test, Alex returns to America to meet his family. He thanks Norton for everything before meeting Claire at the door. She is taken aback at first seeing him, but eventually hugs him. He then sees David, who has saved all their favorite games for them to watch together, but Alex is unable to stay. He then meets Lewis, promising that starting tomorrow he will take down Valen and his entire syndicate, and Lewis is on board. Alex then returns to the lab for the night. The following day is Alex's big public reveal. Meanwhile, Alex has the entire Detroit Police Department's archive uploaded to his brain. The information is a lot, and footage of his own crime scene sends him into shock and starts crashing his system.
The system is crashing, Doctor.
But Klein insists that Norton do anything to fix him. With this, Norton orders the room cleared, then has his scientists cut Alex's dopamine levels until he no longer has any reaction to footage of his attempted murder.
I feel fine, Dr. Norton.
Alex, now more machine than human, walks right past Claire and David with no reaction to them. He is then presented to the press and a crowd of people, but Alex instantly begins to scan the people around him. In the crowd, he identifies a wanted criminal and arrests him without hesitation. Alex's arrest on his first day out makes national headlines, with Pat Novak hailing him as the new face of American justice. At Omnicorp headquarters, Sellers and the team are planning to cover up Alex's so-called human defectiveness, so they can keep him on the streets, like canceling all interviews and even keeping Claire at a distance. Norton goes to see Claire, who is concerned about Alex and wants to see him, but Norton lies that he has medical complications and they need more time to work on him. The next day, Alex turns up at the police station, announcing to Dean in a robotic tone that he will be taking over 13 cases for the day. Lewis tries to talk to him about Valen, but Alex completely ignores him. Alex then sets out on his motorcycle to track down his first murder suspect, John Biggs. He locates one of Biggs's associates, Walter, and corners him before he even knows what's happening. Alex threatens to shoot him with 50,000 volts unless he gives up Biggs's location, which Walter instantly does. Alex tracks Biggs down to a warehouse, taking out his armed men with precision. Biggs himself tries grabbing a grenade, but Alex shoots him, causing it to explode.
We are going to make a lot of money.
Alex's excellent performance makes headlines, and Sellers joins Pat on his show. Alex's actions have skyrocketed Omnicorp stock, and the Senate is planning to vote on repealing the Dreyfus Act. Senator Dreyfus still argues that Americans don't want machines to have control over their lives, but Sellers insists that he just wants to keep Americans safe. Daniels and Lake go to visit Valen at his heavily guarded warehouse, trying to stay under Alex's radar, but Valen has something planned if Alex should find him. Norton talks to Klein about the calls he's been getting from Claire, but Klein plans to issue a gag order on her if she tries talking to the media. On the street, Claire confronts Alex as he is leaving the station. Claire pleads with him to come home, telling him that David has been having a hard time and refuses to go to school. Claire's pleading causes Alex to pause and listen to her, but eventually he rides away. Alex starts accessing CCTV footage of Claire and David being targeted by the media and protesters, and seeing David worried and scared causes Alex to stop in his tracks. Something seems to come awake inside him, and he turns his bike around. He heads back to his home and begins scanning the driveway. Norton is reviewing his live footage, realizing that Alex is overriding his system. Dean wants him shut down, but Norton thinks Alex is still doing his job. Alex recreates his murder scene, and once he has all the info he needs, he takes off, his target being Valen. Norton asks him to return to the station for some tests, but Alex ignores him. Valen's location is unknown, but Alex tracks down Jerry. Jerry is entering his car when Alex pulls him through the window. A now back to normal Alex demands Valen's location, but Jerry only knows his driver. Alex tracks the driver's cell phone number to Valen's warehouse and starts heading there, but Valen gets a phone call alerting him. Valen begins arming his men with .50 caliber weapons, and they begin rigging the warehouse with explosives. After a few seconds, Alex bursts into the warehouse, kicking off an intense gunfight. Despite his speed, Alex gets hit with multiple rounds, but manages to push through, killing all the men before killing Valen in a hail of bullets. From one of the guns, Alex pulls both Lake's and Danielle's prints, then barges into the station to confront them both. Alex plays all his evidence out for the entire station to see, and when Daniels tries pulling a gun, Alex incapacitates him easily. A scared Daniels reveals that Dean is behind everything, leading Alex to confront her in his office for working with Valen. Alex demands that she confess, but Maddox remotely shuts Alex down. He reports to Sellers, who thinks Alex's actions may work in his favor. Alex is praised for his actions in uncovering the corruption within the police force. However, Klein begins reporting that Alex is now in critical condition and is fighting for his life. The following day is the Senate vote to repeal the Dreyfus Act, but at that same time, Claire goes public, revealing that she is being denied access to her husband by Omnicorp. Pope gets worried, but Sellers plans to talk to her personally. Their other issue is that their politician clients are getting worried about Alex investigating city politics, and he may become too public to control. They have created a hero, but Sellers thinks a martyr would be bigger than a hero and calls in Norton. Norton knows Alex is fine, but Sellers begins to make excuses, claiming Alex could never have a normal life again and that they have failed him. Norton realizes what Sellers plans to do and seemingly agrees. Norton, however, calls his assistant, warning her not to leave Alex's side. The Dreyfus Act ends up being repealed by Congress, and Sellers orders Maddox to terminate Alex. Klein turns up at Claire's home and invites her to join Sellers for a conversation. Norton gets back to the lab and manages to evade the armed guards there and enter Alex's room. He manages to wake Alex just in time to stop the guards from entering the room, then tells Alex that Sellers is trying to kill him. Meanwhile, Sellers breaks the news to Claire that Alex has passed away after suffering a seizure. He offers her anything, but Claire demands he stay out of their lives. Sellers agrees, but warns Claire not to talk to anyone. Alex storms out of the lab, intent on taking Sellers down, and rides right past a shocked Maddox, who immediately contacts Sellers. Just as Sellers announces Alex's passing, he learns that Alex is on his way and immediately rushes to his helicopter. He learns Claire is still in the building and orders her brought to him. Norton manages to get in contact with Lewis, who soon gathers a team of officers and starts racing to Omnicorp. Alex arrives and spots the Metch station to stop him.
This is private property.
Without hesitation, Alex launches himself into the building, taking on the massive mechs. Alex manages to take out 2 mechs, but gets his arm pinned by the last. He shoots his own arm, severing it, but the mechs begin hitting Alex with some heavy rounds until Lewis and his team burst into the building, and Lewis uses his own body to give Alex a chance to escape. Claire and David get to the roof, where Sellers lies that Alex's AI has gone rogue and is shooting up the building. Maddox confronts a severely damaged Alex, but Alex is unable to shoot since Maddox is marked as a red asset. Alex tries to walk away, but Maddox hits him with a taser round, dropping him. Maddox comes to finish him off, but Lewis shoots him and the other guard, taking a round in the process. Alex recovers, and realizing that Lewis's injury is non-fatal, he continues after Sellers. Alex forces the incoming chopper to leave, then confronts Sellers on the landing pad.
Take David and get out of the way now!
Alex announces that he is under arrest, but Sellers is also marked as a red asset. Despite this, Alex still tries to raise his gun, so Sellers pulls a gun of his own, aiming it at Claire and David, but this action pushes Alex over his limit, and he lifts his gun high enough to shoot Sellers.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
I wanted to, like, just aim this at your little family.
A few months later, Alex is refitted with brand new armor. The President of the USA has chosen to uphold the Dreyfus Act after Norton testified in the Senate against Omnicorp. The movie ends with Pat angry at Norton and the return of the Dreyfus Act. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time, go ahead and hit that like button, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe for more recaps just like this. And hey, don't click away just yet. YouTube thinks you'll love one of these 2 videos popping up right here, so check them out.